Oh, so you still want your dinner? I seem to have thrown it on the floor though, never mind.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the times that the iconic British soap EastEnders, which is currently celebrating its 40th anniversary on TV, pushed their boundaries a bit too much. Oftentimes, EastEnders shining a light on societal issues is part of its success, as most of the occasions when they do, it's handled in quite a commendable way. But, for this list, we'll be looking at various moments that incited complaints, usually from fans of the show, which fell outside of that remit.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Lucas Johnson's Uncristian behaviour. Lucas Johnson was introduced to EastEnders in 2008, to quote a source from the show, as a dodgy geezer with a murky past. Portrayed by Don Gillet, Lucas, a reformed addict turned Christian preacher, was immediately interesting for viewers. But then the killing spree began, starting with accidentally shoving his wife Trina into a rake and then deliberately offing several other established characters. The character's descent from protagonist to antagonist did not go down well with some religious groups, who took issue with the anti-Christian story.
And what have we done with the door? Be done.
Gillet did try to smooth things over, stating that the storyline wasn't about religion. But when it was implied Johnson killed a dog, the proverbial really hit the fan. The Beeb received over 100 complaints. Number 9. Dirty Den declaring divorce. Sometimes, controversy can be a show's best friend, particularly in the early days. This now iconic moment is one such example, and set the standard for writers to make Christmas Day miserable for the residents of Albert Square.
It's been a hell of a day, innit?
Just as the first doof-doofs of the December 25th two-parter sounded, Den Watts handed his wife, Angie, divorce papers.
This, my sweet, is a letter from my solicitor.
Today that's not particularly shocking, but in 1986, divorce was arguably a little more taboo. There may have been some complaints, yet these were drops in the ocean compared to the record-setting 30.2 million stunned viewers who watched live. The debut episode garnered complaints of being too violent, but 38 years on, it's this moment often talked about as when EastEnders took the gloves off.
Happy Christmas, Anne.
Number 8. Unsociable social workers. Whilst it is fictional, EastEnders writers can't get away with bending their realism or verisimilitude. In 2012, social workers were furious at how young mother Lola's baby was manhandled away by an antagonistic child protection officer and bodyguard police officers.
Give him back, baby!
556 complaints from professionals feeling their jobs were already stigmatised enough were lodged, but the show didn't learn. Dramatic licence was completely chucked out again in 2022, when social services, albeit friendlier and without police nor warrant this time, spontaneously and technically illegally investigated Linda's home over an uncorroborated report and physically restrained her whilst taking baby Annie to hospital for a small bruise.
We also noticed a bruise on Annie's arm. Can you explain how she got that?
The British Association of Social Workers had had enough and penned an open letter figuratively wrapping writers' hands for continual, unresearched misrepresentation.
We all want what's best for Annie. What, you think it's best to take her away from her mum?
Number 7. Kidnap plot rewrite retains controversy. In May 2007, following the shocking news of Madeleine McCann's disappearance, EastEnders bosses scrapped a kidnap plot. The original storyline, for June broadcast, saw Dawn Swan's newborn baby kidnapped by her love rival, Dr. May Wright, who had already tried to buy the child months prior.
I'd rather it died than you had it.
For obvious reasons, the scripts were quickly revised, but what was shot wasn't that much less contentious. Instead, Dr. May sedated the heavily pregnant Dawn, tied her to a bed, and planned a forced caesarean, all in effort to steal the child instead.
Then again, not exactly too posh to push, are you, Dawn?
You wouldn't.
Despite attempting to avoid any, the episode still received nearly 200 complaints due to the pre-watershed showing of such horrifying and unnecessary threats of violence. Perhaps instead of rewriting, they should have hit delete.
I want my baby!
Number 6. Whitney Dean's story. In the UK, the watershed, when programming unsuitable for children can air from, is 9 p.m. But EastEnders rarely airs post-watershed, meaning audiences can be any age, with some homes even considering Enders as appropriate family viewing. Conversely, if a particularly harrowing storyline is introduced, it risks being too adult for young minds.
We're in love. We're really, really in love.
When the rekindled relationship between Tony, an adult, and 15-year-old stepdaughter Whitney was explored, including all the issues of underage grooming, consent, and criminality that entails, naturally there was a large number of complaints.
Now that I'm back, it's going to be just like it was before.
Angry parents felt this highly emotive topic was very inappropriate for children, especially since they innocently expected pre-watershed episodes not to go there. But Ofcom disagreed, believing the show hadn't exceeded the boundaries of acceptable, instead handling the distressing topic with sensitivity.
She's the one, right? She's the one that pushed it.
You've been abused.
Number 5. Trevor and Little More. In 2001, EastEnders executive producer John York began a story that made shockwaves beyond the soap, the marriage of Trevor and Little More. The latter had joined the soap with the rest of her fellow Slaters in 2000, estranged from her husband. But after Trevor debuted, spontaneously appearing on her doorstep, viewers quickly learned why. York pushed this relationship drama to the extreme, incorporating subplots such as kidnapping, dehumanizing More with mental and physical abuse, and worse.
I know. Till death do us part.
Even though many viewers and critics were appreciative to see this subverted issue on screen, the convention of using Christmas as a setting for its most disturbing moments was lambasted by the British Standards Commission. The actors themselves, although unanimously praised, both admitted to feeling deeply affected too.
What's wrong? You're not hungry?
Number 4. Ben Mitchell is assaulted. Almost across all 6 actors who have portrayed him, Ben Mitchell has seen controversy. Sensitive storylines centered on Ben have received praise in the show's handling, like consulting with the NSPCC over 2007's abuse storyline. Conversely, Ben's antagonistic role in others have garnered complaints, such as Heather's murder. But in 2022, Ben became the center of complaint once more, when he was the victim of assault of the most heinous kind.
Water can wait.
Although the scene played out off-screen, the implication and aftermath all aired, again pre-watershed. Whilst many appreciated EastEnders facing another difficult subject, others found it tough to completely relate with such a contentious character.
I'll just grab my stuff.
Lewis's assault of Ben became the second most complained about episode in 10 years, considered too dark or disturbing for family viewing.
I didn't want to.
Number 3. Buried Alive. In 40 years, EastEnders has seen enough moments that arguably jumped the shark. 2008 unfolded one such plot that was deemed to be needlessly shocking, and lacked justification of raising awareness to any particular issue. In what was essentially a revenge plot, Max Branning was literally buried alive by his estranged wife Tanya, thanks to his adultery with daughter-in-law Stacey.
Just need to do it. Just do it. Just need to get it done and then get it over with, and then I'll be free.
The affair later contributed to the shocking on-screen death of son Bradley, which would have been enough, but Max being drugged, loaded into a coffin and then buried was something viewers complained as ridiculously unnecessary.
Bye, Max.
Please.
Ofcom agreed that this EastEnders plot was more akin to a dark psychological thriller than a pre-watershed drama, and upheld accusations of violence being too much for the Easter broadcast. Number 2. An abrupt ending. Adoption is, albeit, a touchy subject that is often reflected in the soaps as well. And as art imitates life, reunions can go well or badly.
Ronnie?
For EastEnders, it went well, and ended badly. So much so, this plot gained thousands of complaints, and even an online petition to reverse it entirely. The drama of Danielle Jones secretly being Ronnie Mitchell's child had riveted audiences to the point that many fans considered it one of their best storylines.
He told you! Told me what? That you're my mother!
But then, as Danielle's secret was revealed, writers had her unenthusiastically bumped off. The doof sounded as Ronnie cradled her previously thought to be but now actually dead long-lost daughter, and irate fans were furious that, after so much well-received promise, the storyline's big finale was less well done and more well done.
She's dead!
Number 1. The infamous baby swap. With over 13,000 complaints, this infamous storyline garnered the most of all soaps combined ever. Of course, it's EastEnders' baby swap saga that ran viewers into 2011.
Just one more, alright, for all those people that said you weren't cut out to be a mum, yeah?
For those who were out partying for New Year's Eve 2010, both Ronnie and Kat gave birth within hours to James and Tommy respectively. However, when baby James passed a day later, Ronnie, still also grieving Danielle, swapped her newborn with Tommy and claimed him as her own.
That's my boy.
Ultimately, the plot would culminate in Ronnie being written out, imprisoned for child abduction. But the brisk and trivial handling of the very sensitive issue of sudden infant death syndrome, especially for melodrama, hacked off fans and reportedly caused arguments between the parent and non-parent scriptwriters within the soap too.
Tell me it's not true. Ron, please, just tell me.
Are there any moments that crossed the line for you, even though others thought it was typical soapdom? Let us know in the comments.
I'm so sorry.
Get her, get away from me, get her, yeah!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.